They told me it was normal to feel weak after 60. But every morning, as I sat on the tatami mat and reached for my teacup with shaking fingers, I knew something wasn't right. My legs felt thinner. My arms struggled to lift even a grocery bag. I could still smile, but deep down, I was scared. Until one morning, something changed. A call from my childhood echoed in my mind, the memory of my grandmother's morning ritual. She would hand me a small wooden cup filled with a warm, thick smoothie, made from simple things in her kitchen. Back then, I thought it was just old people food, but she lived to 102, strong and clear-minded. So I brought it back. That same recipe, just a little updated. And what happened shocked even my doctor. I began to regain strength. My hands steadied. My legs felt firmer. I even started walking farther each day. And now, I want to share it with you. This morning smoothie, rooted in traditional Japanese nutrition, may be the gentlest and most powerful way to help your body rebuild muscle after 60, naturally. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from, and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Let's begin. Why most Americans over 60 are losing muscle so fast. When I visited my daughter in California last year, I noticed something that broke my heart. Everywhere I went, at the grocery store, at the park, even in her quiet neighborhood, I saw older people walking with bent backs, weak steps, and tired faces. Many used walkers. Some struggled just to stand. But what shocked me most was how everyone seemed to accept it, as if weakness was just part of aging. But it's not. You see, after 60, your body naturally starts to lose muscle. This condition even has a name: sarcopenia. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about age. It's about nutrition, daily movement, and what you put into your body every single morning. In Japan, we say, "Asa wa ichiban taisetsu." The morning is the most important. What you eat right after waking sets the tone for how your muscles function, how your energy flows, and even how your brain performs. Yet in America, many older adults start their day with just coffee, toast, or nothing at all. That's like expecting a car to drive with no fuel. When your breakfast lacks protein and nutrients, your body doesn't just pause. It starts breaking down your muscle for fuel. This is why you feel weaker, why standing gets harder, and why walking becomes exhausting. But it doesn't have to be that way. Back home in Japan, we learned from our ancestors to begin the day with foods that warm the stomach, feed the muscles, and calm the nerves. It doesn't take much. Just the right mix of natural ingredients, often blended into a simple, comforting morning smoothie, can begin to reverse this loss. I'm not talking about protein powders or commercial shakes. I'm talking about real food. The kind that speaks to your cells the way nature intended. Childhood memories and Japan's breakfast wisdom. When I was a little girl, growing up in a quiet village near Kyoto, mornings were sacred. I remember waking up to the soft creak of bamboo floors and the gentle hiss of miso soup warming on the stove. My grandmother would already be up, her gray hair tied neatly, humming as she stirred a pot with seaweed and tofu. She moved slowly, but with strength. Everything she did in the morning had intention, because she believed that how you start your day determines how you age. That belief, I've come to realize, is part of a deeper Japanese tradition called shokuiku. It means food education. But it's more than that. It's about respecting the act of eating as a form of self-care. We didn't just eat to survive, we ate to live well. And breakfast was our foundation. My grandmother didn't call it a smoothie, but that's what it was in spirit. She'd blend warm soy milk with mashed kabocha squash, add a bit of barley miso, sprinkle in ground sesame, and stir in a spoon of kinako, roasted soybean flour. The result was thick, comforting, and nourishing. It was the kind of food that hugged your stomach and gave your muscles what they needed to face the day. What I didn't understand then, but deeply appreciate now, is that this breakfast wasn't just delicious. It was medicine. Gentle, daily medicine. Today, science confirms what she knew in her bones. Studies in Japan have shown that older adults who eat warm, protein-rich breakfasts are more likely to maintain their muscle mass, balance, and independence well into their 80s and 90s. It's no wonder Japan has some of the world's longest-living people. In contrast, when I stayed with my daughter in America, I saw how rushed the mornings were. A bite of cereal, a quick coffee, sometimes just pills and silence. That kind of start leaves your body empty, unprepared, vulnerable. But you can change that, just like I did. You don't have to give up your culture or tastes. You only need to make small shifts. This morning smoothie I'll show you soon. It takes less than 5 minutes to make, and it carries the wisdom of generations before us. It may sound simple, but so was my grandmother's way. And she never needed a cane, even at 95. So if you're wondering whether one morning cup can truly make a difference, I invite you to stay with me. Because the ingredients are coming next, and they might surprise you. The secret inside this morning smoothie. When I first started making this morning smoothie again, after all those years, I didn't expect much. I simply missed the warmth, the quiet comfort it gave me. But within a few weeks, I noticed I had something that made me pause. My steps felt more confident. I no longer needed to grip the chair just to stand. My arms stopped trembling when holding a teacup. Was it really the smoothie? I brought a small thermos of it to my doctor's office. He laughed kindly and asked, "What's in this?" That's when I realized this wasn't just a family memory, it was a hidden tool, passed down through generations, now ready to help others like me, especially those over 60 struggling with muscle loss and morning fatigue. So what's inside? This smoothie contains a careful blend of 6 ingredients. Not trendy powders or mystery supplements, but whole, time-tested Japanese foods that work with your body, not against it. The first is kinako, roasted soybean flour. It's rich in plant protein and contains isoflavones, which help maintain muscle and bone health, especially in postmenopausal women. It also adds a nutty sweetness, making the smoothie feel like a treat. Next comes kabocha, the Japanese pumpkin. Soft, naturally sweet, and loaded with beta-carotene. It gives the smoothie body and warmth. Kabocha is also rich in potassium, which supports muscle contraction and prevents cramps, something many older adults silently suffer from. Then we add a spoon of barley miso, a fermented paste made from soybeans and barley. Unlike salty soup packets, this miso brings gut-friendly probiotics and a deep umami flavor. Fermented foods are staples in the Japanese diet, and they support digestion and nutrient absorption, key for aging bodies. To boost muscle recovery, I stir in a little black sesame paste. It's high in calcium, iron, and magnesium. These minerals support not just your bones, but also your energy and brain clarity. In traditional Japanese households, sesame is considered food for strength. The fifth ingredient is warm soy milk. Not cold, not from the fridge. Warming it helps your digestion start gently in the morning. Soy milk brings a gentle, digestible form of protein, and its smooth texture brings all the other ingredients together in a nourishing hug. And finally, a surprising twist, a touch of grated ginger. Just a little. It stimulates circulation, warms the belly, and eases joint stiffness. In Japan, it's said that ginger in the morning helps the blood wake up with you. The result is a warm, thick, and deeply satisfying cup that not only supports muscle repair, but also digestion, bone health, and mood. And unlike most breakfast options in America, this smoothie doesn't spike your blood sugar or leave you hungry an hour later. The 6 traditional ingredients that gently build strength after 60. Let me take you into my kitchen, early in the morning. The sun is barely up. There's a quiet stillness in the house, and the warmth from the pot on the stove gently touches my fingers. I begin preparing my smoothie, not with urgency, but with care. Each ingredient has its place. Each one, a quiet partner in helping my body stay strong as I grow older. Let me tell you about each of them, and why I trust them with my health. 1. Kinako, roasted soybean flour. When I open the little jar of Kinako, its toasty aroma reminds me of festivals from my youth. But beyond the comfort, Kinako is rich in plant protein and full of isoflavones, compounds that help preserve muscle and bone density, especially for women after menopause. It supports your body gently, without the heaviness of animal proteins. In Japan, we often say Kinako is strength from the soil. 2. Kabocha, Japanese pumpkin. Soft, orange, and naturally sweet, kabocha blends beautifully into the smoothie. It brings beta-carotene to protect your cells and potassium to ease cramps and support muscle contraction. When I was a child, we ate it during winter to stay warm. Now I use it to help my legs feel steady, my energy last longer. It's like nature's quiet energy source. 3. Barley miso, fermented muscle support. This is the heart of the smoothie. Just a spoonful brings gut-friendly probiotics, which are essential for absorbing nutrients. Without healthy digestion, even the best food goes to waste. Miso is aged slowly, like wisdom. It warms the stomach and gives the body strength from within. In traditional Japanese medicine, fermented foods are seen as a way to keep the life force flowing. 4. Black sesame paste, the seed of strength. Smooth, nutty, and slightly sweet, black sesame is my favorite part. It's full of calcium for strong bones, magnesium to reduce fatigue, and iron for your blood. When I skip it, I feel the difference. My grandmother used to say, "Black sesame makes your body stand upright." And she was right. It nourishes the small muscles that help with balance and posture. 5. Warm soy milk, a gentle carrier. Unlike cold milk from the fridge, warm soy milk starts the day kindly. It's rich in easy-to-digest protein, and it doesn't cause bloating or inflammation like many dairy products do for older adults. In my home, warming the milk is like saying good morning to your body. Soft, not shocking. 6. Grated ginger, the morning awakener. A little ginger is all it takes. Just a pinch to warm your belly and awaken your blood flow. It helps reduce inflammation in the joints and stimulates circulation. On rainy days, when my knees feel stiff, I add a little more. Ginger, to me, is like a friend who nudges you gently and says, "Let's move today." When all of these ingredients come together in one warm cup, something beautiful happens. You don't just feel full, You feel supported. Your muscles have what they need to stay alive. Your digestion works with ease, and your mood lifts, like the sun rising outside your kitchen window. This isn't just a smoothie, it's a ritual of renewal. So if you've ever felt that your body is slowly slipping away from you, that your muscles are vanishing, and your strength is fading, know that you're not alone. But also know this: with just these 6 ingredients, you can begin to take that strength back. How to make this muscle-boosting smoothie at home. If you were sitting at my kitchen table right now, I would pour you a cup, still warm, still steaming. And I'd say, this is not just breakfast. It's your body's first gift of the day. But since we're far apart, let me show you how to make it for yourself, step by step. You don't need anything fancy. Just a few gentle ingredients and a little care. Here's what you'll need. 1 tablespoon kinako, roasted soybean flour. 1/2 cup cooked kabocha, Japanese pumpkin. Mashed 1 teaspoon barley miso, preferably unpasteurized. 1 teaspoon black sesame paste or finely ground black sesame seeds. 1/4 cup unsweetened soy milk, warmed, not boiling. 1/4 teaspoon freshly grated ginger. Optional. A small spoon of honey or a date, if you prefer it a little sweeter. Now here's how I prepare it. Just like my grandmother taught me, with a few modern tweaks. 1. Warm the soy milk gently on the stove. Never let it boil. The goal is to take the chill off and bring comfort to your belly, not shock your system. 2. Mash the kabocha if it's not already smooth. I usually steam a small pumpkin on Sunday and keep portions in the fridge for the week. It saves time and the sweetness intensifies after cooling. 3. In a bowl, whisk together the kinako, black sesame paste, and miso. This step is important. It helps prevent clumping later. 4. Slowly add the warm soy milk, stirring as you pour. The mixture will thicken slightly and become creamy. 5. Stir in the mashed kabocha and ginger, and if you like, a hint of honey. Mix until everything is smooth and unified. 6. Pour into a mug or bowl and let it sit for a minute. The flavors deepen. The warmth settles. You breathe in, and then you begin. That's it. Less than 10 minutes from start to finish. No blender, no loud machines. Just the quiet rhythm of morning. And a cup that feels like it's hugging you from the inside. If you can't find kabocha, sweet potato is a good substitute. And if kinako isn't available in your local market, you can often find it online or at Asian grocery stores. Remember, this isn't about chasing perfection. It's about consistency. When you offer your body the right kind of care every day, even in small ways, it remembers, it rebuilds, and it thanks you. You don't need to wait weeks to feel the difference. Many people tell me they feel more grounded, more awake, even after just a few mornings. Why? The typical American breakfast may be holding you back. When I first arrived in America, I was curious about everything, especially the food. I visited diners, stayed with family, and observed how mornings began here. But one thing struck me again and again. How quickly the first meal of the day was treated like an afterthought. Cold cereal poured into a bowl, toast with a spread, maybe a cup of coffee, black and fast. At first I thought, this is modern, efficient. But after a few days, I noticed something in myself. I felt restless. I was hungry again by mid-morning. My hands trembled more. My knees felt unstable when I climbed stairs. It made me wonder, what if the very thing we skip over every morning is the very thing that could protect us? In Japan, We think of breakfast not as something to rush through, but as a chance to nourish the body before the day asks anything of us. And that difference matters deeply as we age. Many American breakfasts are high in sugar and low in substance. A muffin, a banana, a granola bar. These foods spike blood sugar, then cause it to crash, leaving you tired, foggy, and reaching for snacks by 10 a.m. Worse, they lack the protein and minerals your muscles need to repair and rebuild overnight. Without that support, your body begins to draw fuel from your own tissue, your muscles. Over time, this contributes to weakness, poor balance, even falls. I once met a kind woman in Texas who told me she thought her fatigue was just old age. But after 2 weeks of starting her day with my smoothie instead of toast, she said something that moved me deeply. I didn't realize my breakfast was slowly draining my strength. Now, I feel like I'm giving myself a second chance. This isn't to say that traditional American foods are bad, but they often lack the intention and balance we were taught to honor in Japan. Our breakfasts were warm, protein-rich, and gentle on the stomach. They respected the body's rhythm, especially in later years when digestion becomes more sensitive. The good news is you don't have to move to Japan to make this shift. You just have to listen to your body. Notice how it feels after a cold glass of juice versus a warm, nourishing cup of something whole. Pay attention to whether your energy holds steady or crashes. Observe your hands, your knees, your thoughts. Breakfast is not just fuel. It's a message to your entire body. I care about you. I want you to be strong today. And sometimes that message makes all the difference. Real story, how one American woman reclaimed her strength. Her name is Diane. She lives in Oregon. 68 years old, widowed, and a retired librarian. When she first wrote to me, her words were full of exhaustion. I feel like I'm fading, she said. I can't open jars anymore. My legs ache even after a short walk. I sleep, but I wake up tired. She had tried protein shakes, vitamins, exercise videos, but nothing seemed to stick. She told me mornings felt like a mountain she couldn't climb. I sent her my recipe. Simple instructions, no promises, just a suggestion from one grandmother to another. 2 weeks later, she emailed again. The first few days, I didn't feel much, but I liked how warm it made me feel, like someone was caring for me. By day 7, I noticed my knees didn't hurt as much getting up. I walked to the mailbox without stopping. And today, this may sound silly, I carried my own groceries, just a small bag, but it felt like victory. What touched me most wasn't the smoothie itself, but how Diane began to believe in her body again. She told me she now looks forward to her mornings, not for what she eats, but for what it reminds her, that healing doesn't always roar. Sometimes it comes in a warm cup, sipped slowly, in silence. Her story is just one, but it reminds us, at any age, strength can return, gently, quietly, one morning at a time. If you've stayed with me this far, thank you. It means you're not giving up on your strength, not giving in to the belief that aging must mean decline. And most of all, it means you're open to the small, quiet shifts that can bring powerful change. This morning's smoothie is not a cure. It's not a magic fix, but it is a gentle nudge, a daily reminder that your body still listens, still heals, still responds to care. Even one warm cup can set a new tone for your day. So tomorrow morning, when the world is quiet and your kitchen is still, I hope you'll try it. And as you stir, sip, and breathe, remember, You are not alone in this. I'm rooting for you, just like my grandmother rooted for me. And now, one last thing to remember. The health information in this video is not intended to replace personalized medical advice. If you're concerned about your health, please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider. And if you believe you're experiencing a medical emergency, contact your local emergency services immediately. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll be here waiting with the next warm cup.